Lexington police are searching for 3 men who they say tied 2 women up this morning during a home invasion.
And here we are again, well into the 50s, but this will likely be the last day. I'll take a closer look at the changes coming here in just a few minutes.
And President Barack Obama is getting ready to give his State of the Union address to a national audience. We'll have a preview coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Palumbo. I hope you've had a chance to enjoy this warmer air because it's not going to last. You're looking at Rupp Arena, which will host UK and Vandy tonight. Right now, temperatures are in the mid-50s in Lexington. This is not what we are used to in mid-January. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell is tracking some changes. And Jim, first, let's talk about this great day.
Oh, it has been a wonderful day out there with temperatures, as you mentioned, back in the mid-50s here in Lexington. You go down the road into southern Kentucky, they're in the low 60s. And yes, it is January, and it is the 4th day in a row that we were managed to get all the way into the 50s here in Lexington. Right now, you look outside and you see the clouds are starting to thicken up, though, and that's a sign of a little bit of change that's coming our way late tonight and into the day tomorrow, as we might track a few showers through the area and some cooler air. I think we're in the mid-40s by this time tomorrow afternoon, so we will see at least a 10-degree drop in most cases out there across central Kentucky. Defender, once again, we are checking every point that we can possible with Defender, and it is all quiet for us again today. No precipitation showing up, maybe a little bit as we work our way into the nighttime hours and through at least the first part of the day tomorrow. Some shower chances, you might have a flurry. But the focus of the forecast, it's all about the cooler air with some wintry chances coming into play. They likely get here toward the end of the week and also into the weekend. So we're going from springtime out there right now to the wintry chances coming later this week. We'll take a closer look at it coming up in just a few minutes.
A terrifying ordeal for 2 women in Lexington. Police say 3 men with guns broke into their home and tied them up. It happened just after 9 this morning on Old Paris Road. Police say the 3 men forced their way into the home, tied up the women, and put them in a bathroom. WKYT's Sean Moody is tracking the investigation. It's our top story at 4.
Police say whoever did this was pretty bold. They say 2 of those men were armed with a shotgun and a handgun and tied 2 of the women inside the house up. Police say a man runs a home improvement business out of the house. Around 9 o'clock this morning, they say a man showed up looking for work. They say he asked one of the women inside if the business owner was home, and she told him no. Just a few minutes later, police say 3 men burst through the door, 1 with a shotgun and 1 with a handgun.
Tied them up and then searched the house, did find some money that was part of the business, and then fled.
Police said there was also a young child in the home at the time, but the robbers apparently didn't realize it and left the child alone. They're still searching for those 3 men, and they want to talk to the man who came to ask about a job as well.
May not be a suspect, may just be purely coincidental that he was here looking for a job, but it's certainly suspicious that right after he confirms that the owner of the business is not here, just a few minutes later is when the crime occurred.
And police said the people who did this could face burglary and robbery charges. In Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Police describe one of the men as white, in his mid-20s, about 5'4" and thin. Another was also white, in his mid-20s, about 270 pounds, with a shaved head and blue eyes, wearing gray sweatpants. Police did not have a description for the 3rd man. We are learning more this afternoon about an I-75 overpass that collapsed in Cincinnati, killing a Kentucky man and injuring another man. The victim has been identified as 35-year-old Brandon Carl. The construction worker from Bracken County was trapped under tons of concrete. The collapse happened late last night just north of downtown Cincinnati in the southbound lanes. The roads around the overpass are closed and could stay that way for days. Hear from friends of Brandon Carl coming up on WKYT News at 5. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Amber Philpott joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Amber.
Hello, Jennifer. The man charged in Lexington's latest homicide, who police say also put his roommate's dog in a hot oven, appeared in court this afternoon. Matthew Donahue is accused of stabbing his boyfriend to death. Police found Todd Schumacher Sunday night dead inside his Lamont Drive home. Court records show Donahue was recently charged with animal cruelty. Schumacher's friends say the dog that was tortured is the same dog he reported missing last week. We'll have the details from the court appearance today on WKYT News at 6. A woman lost her home and everything in it in an early morning fire. The fire started about 9 on Per Rigsby Road near Broadhead in Rockcastle County. The homeowner and her friend were able to escape. Firefighters don't know what caused that fire. They say it does not appear suspicious, though. Coming up on WKYT News at 4:30, why the homeowner says she's not sure what she's going to do next. And one of 2 teens accused in a 2-week-long crime spree across the Southeast is speaking out for the first time since his arrest. 18-year-old Dalton Hayes is currently in a Florida jail waiting to be brought back to Kentucky. Dalton says he did not know his girlfriend, Cheyenne Phillips, was underage. When he learned she was only 13, the two ran. The two were on the run for 2 weeks before being caught in Panama City Beach. Coming up on WKYT News at 6, you'll hear Dalton's side of the story, including if he says it was all worth it. That is a look at just some of the news that's in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you, Amber. The #1 team in the nation is in action tonight at Rupp Arena. The Kentucky Wildcats take on Vanderbilt. Rob Bromley's at Wildcats Central with a preview. And Rob, it's another late game.
Well, it is, Jennifer, and hello again and welcome into Wildcat Central. Another late night tip-off is a long way off, but a few fans, a handful, are already on the scene here at Lexington Center. Come down and see us at Wildcat Central. The Wildcats will be trying to run their record to a perfect 18-0 without a loss. Vanderbilt comes in riding a 3-game losing streak. And again, the Wildcats will be better than a 20-point favorite on their home court. The #1 team in the country has rolled over its last 2 opponents, Missouri and Alabama. Yesterday, assistant John Robick said there is no chance of the Cats overlooking this game.
Vanderbilt has really good players. They're a young team. They have a really good coach that's proven. And any time you have a chance not only to play against Kentucky, but to play in Rupp Arena, and now you're playing against one of the better teams in the nation, you're going to get every team's best shot, no matter who you are.
So it'll be a late start, just like it was 1 week ago tonight. 9 o'clock tip-off, and the game can be seen on the SEC network. And as I said, come down and see us here at Wildcat Central. You can get a free collectible for tonight's game at the Kentucky branded store, which is right next door to us. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll hear from the big freshman Trey Lyles. You know, players can get big-headed when things are going good, and that's what they are going right now for this Kentucky team. So we'll hear from Trey at 5, but for now, Jennifer, that's it from here at Wildcat Central. Back to you.
Thank you, Rob. Now to a story making headlines across the nation at 4. 5 hours from now, President Barack Obama will give his State of the Union address, a yearly tradition before Congress. Sunlen Sarfati is in Washington with a preview of the president's speech.
It's no secret what's in tonight's address.
Why wait for the State of the Union?
There have been spoilers everywhere.
Don't tell anybody I said this. I'm giving you the inside scoop.
A new strategy taking out a lot of steam from the actual speech.
As an event in itself that is this huge build-up event, it is largely dead. It's been dying for years, and the White House seems to have acknowledged that this year.
White House officials say the focus will be on bread and butter issues, the theme, middle-class economics.
How to build on our momentum with rising wages, growing incomes, and a stronger middle class.
The president already revealing proposals to help housing, fight cybercrime, expand broadband access, help people go to college, and give workers paid family leave, some of which he wants to pay for by closing tax breaks for the wealthy.
It's a non-starter. We're not just one good tax increase away from prosperity in this nation.
Quick dismissal already from Republicans.
The Republicans are in control of Congress. He's in the last 2 years of his presidency. The presidential election is starting up for 2016. Those are all things that could make him a lame duck, and he's trying to say, no, 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 I'm not, I'm still here.
All factors which lessen the likelihood that these proposals will ever turn into policy. In Washington, I'm Sunlen Sarfati.
You can watch President Obama's State of the Union address right here on WKYT. Coverage starts at 9 o'clock. And coming up on WKYT News at 4:30, Central Kentucky Congressman Andy Barr weighs in on what he'd like to hear from the Commander-in-Chief.
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
A mix of downbeat corporate and economic news pulled down the stock market today, but stocks bounced back by the closing bell. The Dow closed up 4 points to 17,515. The Nasdaq added 20 and the S&P 3. Even though millions of people are on the National Do Not Call registry, they still get unwanted phone calls from telemarketers and those computerized robocalls. Julie Watts shows you a way to stop them.
Laura Miller's got a message for robocallers, that it plays automatically when one tries to call.
If you are a telemarketer or a solicitor of any purpose, please hang up.
This $40 call blocker by Century answers her home phone and only lets callers through if they press 1, something a robocaller can't do.
I just forewarn anybody that I know that's calling that they're going to get that message.
And Laura says she's now stopped getting calls from telemarketers too, something the Do Not Call list was not able to do. What many don't realize, the registry only applies to calls coming from outside of your state. So in some states, local telemarketers may not actually be breaking the law. Now, the National Do Not Call Registry is a great tool to stop legitimate out-of-state telemarketers, but there are a growing number of products intended to block all the others. Anonymous call rejection is free. Just dial *77 from your landline to block calls from blocked numbers. And for unwanted calls to your cell phone, well, there's an app for that. Several, in fact, but Privacy Star screens calls and rates them red, yellow, or green based on the caller activity and complaint history of the number. Then there's Nomo Robo, the winner of the FTC's Robocall Challenge. The free service screens out illegal robocallers and telemarketers, but only works if you get your phone service through your cable provider.
Hello?
As for Laura, she says this little device has all but stopped unwanted calls to both her and her elderly mother. Julie Watts for CBS News, San Francisco.
You can buy Privacy Star from your phone's app store for $4.99. Tax season starts today. For the first time ever, tax returns will include questions about health care coverage. The IRS says the vast majority of Americans will simply need to check a box to verify they have coverage. You could get penalized if you don't have it. Well, it's a farm-to-table dinner series with a year-long trip through the farms and food producers in Kentucky.
And Deanne Stevens is out and about today. She's at the Arts Place with a preview of The Chew. Good afternoon, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here at the Arts Place where they are preparing for The Chew. What is The Chew, you ask? Kaylin Query is with us from Lex Effect, and this sounds like such a cool series. I want to be at all of them. What's The Chew?
Yeah, so it's a quarterly dinner series. The theme this year is seasons. So 4 very seasonal winter, spring, summer, fall menus. They're each at different locations featuring different chefs. Totally Kentucky proud menus, and they're paired with a locally made beer, wine, or spirit.
Okay, tell folks what a dinner series is.
Dinner series is a 3-course meal. You can come to one or all 4 different locations, 4 different chefs, and basically we're just going to take you through the seasons, take you through local farmers, and some great beer, wine, and spirit pairings.
Okay, this sounds like so much fun. And when you talk about fun, you talk to this guy. Jason from the Village Idiot is with us, and you're handling all the good stuff for this first series, I understand.
Yes, we're going to do a pork chop with some black Tuscan kale. It's going to have a bourbon Dijon sauce and some duck fat roasted potatoes.
Okay, so I heard that this was a bit difficult for you as a chef because it has to be in season and it has to be local.
Yes, in the wintertime, there's not too much that grows.
Right.
So we had to work with a lot of the local farmers to kind of find out what they had and what would be available this time of year. And I think we've come up with a menu that's going to really show off those products.
Knock their socks off. Okay, what are we making coming up at 4:50, Jason?
This is black Tuscan kale. It's not quite as bitter and it's a little more delicate. We're going to do it with some garlic and some red pepper flakes.
All right, we're going to mix that up for The Chew, and tickets are still available?
Yep, LexEffectKY.com. They're $40 for individual tickets, $30 a piece if you buy the whole series.
Going on January 22nd. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at the Arts Place. Back to you guys.
It's time for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. New research from Boston finds moderate alcohol consumption is linked to a lower risk of heart failure. Scientists from Harvard and Brigham and Women's Hospital studied nearly 15,000 middle-aged men and women for more than 20 years. They found up to 7 drinks a week lowered the risk of heart failure by 20% in men and 16% in women. Americans may finally be coming to grips with the obesity epidemic. Nielsen surveyed 30,000 people around the world and found 60% of Americans know they are overweight. That's the highest percentage of any population. 49% of the Americans surveyed plan to start a diet after the holidays. New research finds walking outside in groups can help prevent heart disease, depression, and other life-threatening conditions. British researchers found people who walk in groups have lower blood pressure, a more positive attitude toward physical activity, and feel less lonely. Doctors say taking regular walks can also lead to other healthy behaviors. Have you ever wished all the smartphones in a movie theater could automatically go silent and dark? Well, Microsoft has patented a way to make your phone less disruptive when you're in certain environments, especially dark, quiet places. The company calls it inconspicuous mode. It means sounds are muted, the screen only glows faintly, there are no notifications, and the time shows up in large numbers that are easier to glance at. Microsoft says the mode could be tailored to your preferences.